install HyperSpring into this fence line. So the fence line's connected at both ends, all the posts are in and all the insulators are in. Two choices where we install the spring: we install it at one end or in the middle. As this is a short straight run, we're going to install it at one end. It means we can add a tensioner near to it. It'll be easy to check and easy for maintenance. So spring's going to go in around 1 metre away from the strainer post. And just place it on the floor, give yourself 1 metre, put a bend in just to mark my post. So that's where the spring is going to be. I'm going to allow 10 inches or so to tie off with. So I'll put a second turn in there. And then cut these. Put that end in the ground. And the HyperSpring, I'm going to thread my wire guide through the spring all the way to the end, and then make sure the loop at the end is facing upwards. And pinch these together with my thumb, and then the wires attached to the strainer post, just going to go through both of them to where I made my bend. That's 1 metre from the post. Bring that around once, and then tuck the tail through. And pull it up through, at the same time pulling away from the post on the other hand. So it goes around twice, like so. Now I'm going to make my handle, and then I'm going to do an open first loop, like that, and then I'm going to do 3 more tight loops. 1, 2, 3, back to where I started, and I can take that wire then, turn the handle 90 degrees, and bring that then in a anti-clockwise direction. Attach the strainer post. You're now going to attach it to the fence. So the wire goes up through the wire guide, up through the spring. And now I've got 2 options. I can pull out all the slack and tension the fence using the spring only. That's fine. It doesn't leave me a lot of adjustment on the fence line because all the wires taken up in the spring tension. So in this case I'm going to tie off the spring now, leave slack in the fence, and I'm going to tension using the inline strainer. So I just need enough wire to go through the spring to tie off with. I'll put a bend in it, and I'm going to take the slack with me. Make it much easier to tie off with. So same as before, done 1 loop, back through again, let's do 2 loops, like so, and then just to make sure you don't wrap up this guide when you're doing your tight loops. So round the spring twice, made a handle. First loop is fully open, and then every time I go around my wire, I'm just going to skip around this wire guide. If it gets hard to turn, I just put in a new handle and go again. So it's 3 tight wraps. Finish that one there, take it anti-clockwise, break it, let the spring come back into the fence line. That's ready to be tensioned.